Friday, viewers. It's the end of a week. It's a weekend, in fact.
Hello.
Nice impression. Viola, a special guest. AT's off in the wild blue yonder of Canberra. And, look, we got to Sunday and I hadn't made a video and Viola was in the neighbourhood and we had lunch. Hey, do you want to hang out and make me do a video?
I broke into his house.
Kinda, yes. So, and then she got worried when I started putting up the soundproofing, but that's another matter
No one
altogether.
can hear you scream.
Sadly, actually, they can. It's not a soundproof.
They just don't care.
Yeah, they ignore me. If you've ever wondered, did the neighbours say anything? No, they don't. I think they hear this shouting and they leave well enough alone.
Don't want to know.
Especially when I threaten about killing people. I'm amazed.
I'm gonna fuck you up now.
Yeah. So, but Eva's gonna. But Viola, half of the Eva and Viola crew, is joining for the Totally Fucked Up Friday. And look, we're going to start. It's probably the biggest story of the week, and it had so many fucked up elements.
So many.
Boston started with a bombing at the marathon, and then the frenzy of will they find them, and yay internet for identifying and naming the wrong people and fucking up their lives.
Yeah,
awesome work.
Great work, guys. Don't forget those annoying pictures from Anonymous. Look at this random shadow up in the side. It's like a total no, fuck off.
But yes, and the guys were identified. One dead, one badly injured now. Hopefully won't die. So they'll keep him in a dark hole for a really long time and find out who his friends are. That guy's about to find out exactly how unpleasant the Patriot Act is.
Yay! Patriot Act! No, actually no. Patriot Act's pretty fucked up. I'm sorry, America, but fuck you.
But he's going to find out firsthand how long you can actually be kept in bad places without trials.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna get a whole heap and lot of sympathy.
No.
But yes, they will keep him and they will try and find things out. And they were Chechen, as it turns out.
This is the brilliant bit. Fuck you, America. Sorry, no. I'm not actually angry at America, but like, you know...
As an American flatmate.
My housemate's American, some of you may know Brooke. But she's one of the few that can actually point to certain areas of America and know exactly where they are. It's really sad. And look, I'm sorry, but stop playing your stereotype. Yeah,
it's like also if you knew a map, the Europe-Asia land mass, it's like Chechnya, Czechoslovakia. Well, not Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, of course.
It's not Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, the representatives of Czech Republic actually had to go public because of the sort of insanity that was going on online.
Yes.
Yo, Czech, not Chechen. Different. Very different. That was like just, the whole face plant.
I saw that on Twitter and I'm just like...
And
really?
The fact is, even when someone conforms to your worst stereotype, if these pieces of shit, and they are pieces of shit, I have nothing but contempt for the perpetrators of this act.
Absolutely, they did a terrible, horrible thing.
If they turned out to be, you know, your stereotype Arab fundamentalist Muslim, it still doesn't excuse people who go around going, fucking towelheads, sand monkeys, fucking hate you, and the racism. You're part of the fucking problem, okay?
You're feeding this issue.
It's like, and and it's, for people who wonder, how can I now hate Chechens? You'll find it difficult because they're literally Caucasians.
Yeah, these people are the definition of Caucasian.
They come from the region of the Caucasus Mountains, and that's where the term comes from. So it's like, you need to face up to the fact that, again, there was a rather tragically accurate satire piece in The Onion, my favourite satire website, of people just coming to terms with, well, that's fucking life now, isn't it? You have to deal with this. You combine the mass shootings and the much rarer but terrifying acts of terrorism. You've got to just face the fact there are a bunch of fuckheads in the world who want to kill you. They're
not necessarily what you think they're going to be.
But they're there, and it's your life. It's the world's life. And again, people
are stupid everywhere.
There have been some very touching things of kids in Syria and other war-torn places holding signs saying, "We are with you. We know what this is like because we have it every fucking day."
Exactly.
So it's an appalling thought, but it is a reality, and everyone wants to hide from it and see conspiracies. No, people are fuckwits is what it comes down to. People suck, and there will always be shithead people. And look, lots of people have said it way better than I ever will. I love the Vlogbrothers video where he invoked the old Mr. Rogers thing about look for the helpers. Whenever anything bad happens, the good will outweigh it. There will always be people who put themselves in harm's way to help.
Be one of the good
people.
Towards the issue. Yeah.
Be one of the good people. Don't be the hater on the sideline. Be one of the good people. And
exactly.
Don't focus on the killers and the terrorists and the murders. That's what they want.
Rebuilding.
Yeah.
Look at Christchurch.
Yes.
Christchurch.
City that got devastated by an earthquake.
Yeah. Millions of people came together to help. Not to be, oh God, something terrible happened. People are dead. No. You get the fuck up and you start rebuilding. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, so, you know, try and be one of the good people. I like to think the people who watch the videos here attract the people who are of the more intelligent persuasion. Be the good people. That's what we want in the world. You know, and I'm going to go into some less horrible, but still classic
horrible.
fucked up stories. Found an article, an eating disorder clinic in Stockholm. This is the one. I showed this to Viola and it was just like, this is everything wrong with humanity generally and the modelling industry specifically. In one story, scouting agents from a modelling agency have been hanging around outside an eating disorder clinic trying to recruit anorexic girls to be models. And it's just like, oh.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You
are the worst, short of the actual murderers and terrorists, you're the worst sort of human.
You are worthy of my contempt.
It's just like, they've just gone, hey, you know we always have trouble keeping the models as horrifyingly thin as we want? Why don't we get the ones
already there?
The ones who already have a life-threatening eating disorder?
Yeah.
And that halves our work for us.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Oh my God!
Look, as someone who's been in the industry, it's hard enough as it is. Don't make it harder for yourselves. I mean, constantly whenever you tell people, oh, yeah, I model, and they go, but
you're a normal human.
You're a normal human being.
You're attractive. You're not bones.
I'm not skin and bones. Exactly. Exactly. Don't do it.
That's just like, oh.
You're making the stereotype harder for the rest of us.
And yeah, the thing that bugs me is that they didn't even commit an offence into it. They did an offence against humanity, but they weren't doing anything criminal. I want some sort of punishment for them, but maybe just being the most fucked, vile humans on the planet.
The most hated people.
Oh.
You're right up there with the most hated people in the world. Congratulations.
That's the worst. Look,
you're an asshole.
I want to finish with this. This one's a little bit lighter, but still involving some fucked people, but I find this easier to laugh at. This is an Australian politics story. We're on the long march to federal election at the end of the year, with which the Conservative coalition is almost definitely going to win, unless they fuck up. How might they fuck up, you ask?
Oh dear, well let me tell you.
This happened this week. There was a big charity fundraising event. I mean big. There were major international stars, major players on the local business scene. It was like huge, you know, $1,000 a plate type thing, major fundraiser. One of the people there was a guy who's a very successful lawyer and whatnot, and he retired from the corporate world to head a non-profit, and a non-profit that was aimed at raising education levels in Indigenous children in Australia, which is one of the biggest problems in this country.
Issue with
Indigenous education and health are just appalling. Aborigines are likely to die literally 20 or 30 years before.
Yeah, not just a little
white
bit.
folks. Like,
not just
I mean,
huge gap.
This is like, it's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
And the education is another big gap. And this guy's front of a charity for it. A guy comes up to him, turns out to be a guy who works in Tony Abbott, the opposition leader's office, the head of his policy department, so quite high up.
Hold on a minute. Someone in politics being a jerk?
Yeah, hard to believe. And this guy's not even a politician as such, right? He's a bureaucrat. But he gets up in the guy's face, the guy who runs the charity, gets up in his face like, because you're progressive and left-leaning and helping, and I'm not, I'm conservative and want to eat people. And he got up in the guy's face and said, when we get in, we're going to cut your throat. Or possibly said, slit your throat. But multiple witnesses said he used the phrase either cut your throat or slit your throat. Now, obviously, he meant, metaphorically, he meant we're going to cut your funding. Your gravy train of helping the most oppressed people in the world is over. And a lot of the people on the Conservative side tried to say, hey, it's not as bad as you think. I particularly liked, apparently Andrew Bolt, Conservative columnist, said, hey, he didn't actually mean he'd physically cut the guy's throat. He was a reference to cutting his funding.
No, he's just cutting the throats of the thousands of people that these people are helping.
But he felt it was necessary to tell us the government plans don't involve actual murder. the Conservative Party's plan for government, you probably think from their general behaviour they will start murdering people. He had to tell us that wasn't literally what they were going to do. That disturbed me. And then the fucking weasel was denying it. Him and Tony Abbott saying like, oh, there was an unpleasant scene and he's been counselled, but they deny he used the exact phrase, which is the sort of weasel word bullshit I fucking hate. They're trying to say he used a different preposition when he said it. But then everyone was saying, if he didn't do it, why was he counselled? And then the journalist who overheard it, and that's how we found out about it, because the journalist overheard it. Oh, and then the guy went up to the journalist because he realised he'd been overheard and went, mate, seriously, if you, like, keep it on the down low, when we're in, I'll give you the inside nod on what's happening in the Prime Minister's office. Go on, you want that, don't you, mate? And the journalist said, get fucked. He didn't. I wish he did. I wish that was his exact words. He actually chose his words more carefully. He said, no thanks.
This is why we should be invited to these sorts of things. Because we will be like, fuck you.
Yeah. And this guy did eventually get demoted in the department, but I love it still the, he was just...
He's not actually going to kill anyone, we promise.
But it's just like, okay, it's now become clear. There was a Conservative commentator wrote what he thought was a funny article that I talked about, where he talked about eating the poor. It's like, dude, it's not satire if you actually slam the people you hate, okay? It's just, maybe you're not going to actually eat them, but you fucking hate them. That's obvious. Yeah. And this guy's going on about, haha, you're our enemies, we're not going to govern the country, we're going to get revenge on everyone we don't fucking like. It's just like, okay, this is... Although some people are going, this is appalling, I'm going, this is fucking awesome, because this is the only hope of keeping these guys out of power. If the fucking mask drops and you see the crazy pants. There are a lot of people in Conservative politics who aren't fucking crazy.
No.
Tony Abbott, not one of them!
No.
Is it like the cracks are starting to show? I even saw Conservative commentators said a phrase along the lines of, I personally can't tolerate the idea of another 3 years of a Gillard-led government. It better not happen because Abbott's staffers can't hold their drink.
But it's okay, we should love Tony Abbott because he's a feminist.
Oh my god, it's just like, because he's promoted...
He's a feminist, so it's okay. He can do these things. He's a feminist. Throughout his political career, he's promoted a number of policies that any sort of vaguely progressive woman would find to be against their best interests. Anti-abortion, anti-women's health, anti-women's education, all these things. And his defence for being a misogynist is he's married and has daughters. It's like, so he meets the basic standard for human decency in that he's nice to his own family. So you fuck everyone else, man.
You shouldn't worry about it. You shouldn't worry what he does to everyone else, because he doesn't actually do horrible things to his own family. That's a message for hope, okay?
Totally.
It's like, look after your own and fuck everyone else.